Today's video is about the new trip lead section on your dashboard. If you haven't seen it, you may need to scroll down to find it. I've actually moved mine up by using the edit dashboard, and I put it in position 2 because it's something I wanted to see at a glance as soon as I log in. But today I'll show you kind of how that works, how to put things in, and what it does. And this is a request we've had from many users, so I'm excited to share it with everyone. This is going to be a great way to manage clients that you have that you're working with actively but you haven't booked yet. So it's not quite ready for a trip, but you're quoting them or whatever it may be. You can put them as a lead. Now there's a couple of different ways to get them in this section. The easiest one is to use the new third form that we've provided, the request info form, which I've went ahead and opened one here and filled it out ahead of time, so you can kind of see the different fields on it. But basically this is for a client to fill out when they are first reaching out to you, if you're trying to gather a little bit about where they want to go, when they want to go, what they're looking for. You can send that form over to them, have them fill it out, and you can see there's a lot of trip information that they can fill out just to give you an idea of what they're looking for. So once they get this filled out, they can go ahead and submit this. And then once it's submitted, you will receive the email from VacationCRM giving you the heads up, and you will also see a new notification on your dashboard for a new lead request. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the one that I just submitted, and you can see that it's filled everything out for me on what the client is exactly looking for. It is also attached a PDF snapshot of the form there, so if you want to see the actual form, you can click on that. And it's put it in as a lead status of initial contact, which should be correct at this point. And once you take this information, maybe you want to send them some information on some different resorts, you could move it over to the info sent, or if you went straight to quoting, you could do the quote sent. And once you select that, it's actually going to add the current date for the lead status change date. So that plays into one of the columns on the actual dashboard. So I'll leave this as is, and I will click save. And now going back to the trip lead section of the dashboard, you can see he's on there now, as well as all of my other ones. So you can expand to see all of them at once. And this is, like I said, a good way to see everyone that you're working with that hasn't booked yet. It will show you the client's name, the trip name, which I recommend you change it to, whatever it is they're looking for, something like this, so you can kind of pick it out of a lineup easy. You've got your status here, estimated trip date, estimated trip cost, and then you've got this days since status change. So this I really like because it clearly highlights people that aren't responding to you or that you're not moving along to the next stage. So like this client right here has been in quote sent for 36 days. So I should probably, based off of that alone, maybe focus my attention towards some of the other ones that are moving along the different stages of your booking process. Now, in addition to the leads right here, you can also view the financial dashboard. And if you were to scroll down, you've got your leads right here. So it will show you a chart here of the different leads that you have as far as dollar amounts for each one. So you can see I have $4,000 in quote sent. I've got $6,500 in initial contact and another $2,500 in info sent. So it's a nice way for you to see how much money do you have potentially in revenue or sales that you need to work on closing. Now there's also a new email icon here next to these. There's a template you can set up for this to be whatever you want, something that you would commonly email clients that are in this list, whether it be a follow-up after you sent them some info or a follow-up after you sent them a quote. You can set that up in your email templates right here. And you can also set up an auto email template. So if we were to go here and go to the quote follow-up reminder email, if you were to check this box and put in a number here, it will send the client this email if they are in that quote sent status for longer than this many days. So, a day after you put them in quote sent, if you have a 1 in here, it's going to send them an automatic follow-up email if they haven't moved on to an actual trip or a close type of status. So it's a good way to keep in touch with people after you send them the quote. Now, as far as the different statuses, there are 2 versions of closing the lead. So if you look at the statuses here, we've got closed and then we've got lost. So closed would be something that you actually booked that you turned into a trip. Lost would be someone who never ended up booking. So that's a way to take them off of the dashboard so you no longer see them there. And then the last thing that I will go over on this is there's also a report attached to that. So agency owners, if you want to see a list of all of the leads that every one of your agents currently has, you can run this, and I would do it by travel date and just say all dates, all agents, and I'll just click show on screen. And this is going to give you a list of all of the current leads that your agency has and which agent has them. So it's a good way to gauge, if you need to send another lead out to an agent, this is a good way to see who's busy, who could use the lead, things like that. So let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, give it a try and give us any feedback.